High pressure dominates the country for now. Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thank you for joining us for our Tuesday weather update recorded on June the 4th. Hope you had a great long weekend. Let's get into it with the air pressure maps, and you can see in the bright shading here, this is the high pressure zone. We've got a big low out to the east and low pressure here out to the west that's trying to form. But this is the main feature, this high pressure zone, and it's got two airflows, the southerly on the right-hand side and a northerly on the left-hand side of it. So basically, the cooler air has already been, and over the days ahead, it's going to warm up as that subtropical or northerly flow starts to move into some of the regions before the next colder change. And that doesn't arrive really till Sunday and Monday. So we've got a warmer sort of setup in the days ahead. This is how we look at midnight tonight. High pressure right over the top of us. You remember the other day we talked about the chance of rain coming in for the north of New Zealand, but said it was a bit 50-50. This is it right here. So let's animate the next 48 hours and you'll see it just gets past the top of the country there and then almost disappears and kind of comes back to life again as we get into the early hours of Friday morning. So it remains 50-50, may still be a few showers in the far north, and also a few showers here, clipping Mahia Peninsula, Gisborne, possibly wider. Otherwise, most of the country is dry, not just for the next couple of days ahead, but really for most of this week coming up. Here we are at lunchtime Wednesday, the wet weather just to the north of New Zealand. And like I say, a few showers coming down, but it won't be much. You're just talking about a few isolated showers. No actual rain. And then the other area getting some showers anywhere from about Mahia Peninsula northwards, just a few light showers caught up in that south to southeasterly breeze, turning a little bit more easterly for some of you. Otherwise dry. And if you're at the other end of the country, your airflow is coming from the north. And so that's what we mean by warmer than average in some places over the days ahead. Now, as we get to Thursday, you've still got this messy zone out in the Tasman Sea. The high is still over New Zealand. And we've got low pressure out here, a new low off the coast of Sydney and New South Wales that is trying to form. And we've got this line of showers, which is on the back end of that high pressure system. And the other high pressure zone, south of Adelaide, stretches all the way out and just to the south of New Zealand. And while there is some wet weather around Stewart Island and Fiordland, that high is cutting off the cold southerlies. And so it's going to still feel like autumn for many places because of the fact that we've got these warmer airflows coming through at the moment. Temperature-wise, departure from normal. So this is into the early hours of Thursday morning. You can see here, cooler than average along the eastern side of the country, but everywhere else is warmer than average in the New Zealand area. Let's animate this going across Thursday and across Friday, and that cooler area in the east vanishes, because it's warming up as we head in towards the weekend. And in fact, by the time we get to Sunday, there'll be a northerly wind or a nor'wester blowing across most regions. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's get into Friday. The high pressure zone from Australia links up with the one over New Zealand. And so once again, it stops any southerly, any wintry weather from coming into the country. Most places are settled and dry as well. Maybe a couple of showers, isolated ones here and there. As we go into the weekend, no real change. The high, though, just drifts a little further out to sea from the South Island. Still pretty much centred over the North Island, but you notice the northerly winds from the subtropics here, south of Fiji, Tonga, coming straight down and into that lower part of New Zealand. So that's what we mean by the weekend warms up. And at the same time, that low pressure zone out east of Sydney strengthens, gets better organised, and we've got a proper system now forming there. So our final forecast map shows Sunday, that low deepening here in the Tasman Sea and a cold front lining up. The high, the centre of it, has sort of slid up to the north here. It is still just holding on to the East Cape area, but you see a few showers into Bay of Plenty, a little bit of showery weather or even some rain brushing the north here, and rain sets in to Fiordland with a warm nor'wester blowing across the country, subtropical from around the Fiji area, or at least Tonga. That's Tonga right here. So that airflow straight in to parts of the North Island. So that is why we're going to be seeing a warmer than average weekend coming up. Our very last map shows the departure from normal for the next 7 days. How much rain is coming up and how much is that compared to usual? What you're seeing in the New Zealand area, the areas in white, normal rainfall for this time of year, but everybody else has that pink or red shading, and that shows that you've got 5, 10, 20, 75% of normal rainfall. It's not millimetres. And so big chunk of Australia, much drier over the next 7 days. The rain mostly out here in the Tasman and off the screen here to the southwest. That's all from me. Back again tomorrow. We'll be updating you on that rain coming in for Sunday and Monday of next week. See you tomorrow.